Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ProfitRoom.com. We're going to give everybody a chance. We're going to
I'm
do
trying
this
to be extra
live
famous.
real quick. We have this student success series, but we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to actually see what's going on. So we're going to see and wait for a few seconds for whoever wants to jump in to actually jump in. So hope all is well. Hope all is well. Here we go. Let's share to our group, the Profit Trading Room. Make sure everybody in there can get a chance to see it. That's cool. All right. Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? It's
I think
Tuesday,
it's
right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
I
yeah.
never know anymore.
Yeah, me neither. So I don't hardly know what's going on some days. So, all right. So first of all, if everybody doesn't know, my name is Ernest. I'm one of the team members at TheProfitRoom.com. What we try to do, we have a stock market trading education company. And what we do is we teach people how to trade the different financial markets um, so they can learn how to trade and invest and be able to become self-sufficient. That's our goal at the Profit Room, is for our students to be able to become independent professional traders. So what I mean by independent professional traders, I mean someone who can able to sit back and be able to look at a computer screen, look at a stock chart, look at any other type of finances related to trading or investing, and be able to do it on their own. So um, that's what we do here at theprofitroom.com. So if you can, you guys, it'd be great if you guys could share this. If you have a different group or something of that nature that you want to actually, you think that could benefit from it, or share it on your page. It would be very insightful for everybody to see. We do these because we want to show people that depending on where you're located, no matter where you are, no matter what socioeconomic status that you're in, there's an opportunity for you to learn how to trade and invest in the different financial markets. So that's why we like to do these student success interviews, because you can see all the profits in the world that people may post or show, but you want to make sure that people like you and I, or just regular people in general, are doing the same thing that you are able to actually do by trading and investing in the different markets. So first of all, we'd like to welcome Brandi. Brandi is one of our premium students at the Profit Room. Sometimes you hear our interviews from people that are a part of our group courses, which are great, but we also offer our premium services with one-on-one coaching. So our one-on-one coaching, you get private mentorship with myself or Latoya, and get one-on-ones and things of that nature. So you get an aspect and you get to see about what she has benefited from it. So, Brandi, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what do you
Hey,
do, things of
everybody.
that nature.
I'm Brandi. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and technically a librarian by trade with a degree in library information science. I'm not afraid of technical anything, done everything from building archives to developing websites to regular librarianship, but decided that I wanted to become a trader because, as I'm sure anybody knows, libraries aren't well funded. And I had left the law firm world to join libraries and realized that I wasn't being paid enough for what I was bringing to the table. And so it was time to find something else to give me the freedom I was looking for.
Okay, great. So, what initially grabbed your attention? Why trading versus maybe like real estate or another type of business or something of that nature? What grasped your attention with that?
I think almost like anybody, you see all these success stories about people who are doing trading and they're making thousands of dollars a day. Now, I know that's probably not the norm. That's kind of like the exception to the rule. I mean, it's definitely doable, But I said, well, I'm not making anything close to that. And if these people are able to do it, I think I'm pretty intelligent. I should be able to do that too. Like a lot of people, I had a 401k and Roth IRA and was doing investing long term, but wanted to learn about trading to see what's the difference. Will this work for me? Is this something that I can add to my bag of tricks?
Okay, cool. So let's talk to us about this journey. So now you're looking for a little career change, a shift, and want to make some different type of
Yep.
income. So how did you start out? Was we the first course that you taken? What direction did you go in trying to learn how to trade or invest?
So I took another course on stock options based on somebody I saw online. I would see all of these amazing profits and quickly realized that that was not the way I wanted to go. I wasn't learning as much to handle any situation. You know, the market goes up, down, and sideways. This year was perfect time for me to be in the class because when COVID hit, the market was extremely volatile. And I think with what I learned before, I would have had no idea what to do with it. I know I've heard you say before, I better not see you posting in the group, should I take this trade? Can I enter this trade? And I found myself doing that. I didn't know how to read a candlestick chart. I knew how to read line charts. Well, a line chart tells you almost nothing. You know, did it open high? Did it close low? Was it a doji? Was it a combo? Was it a reversal symbol? I didn't know any of that. So it was kind of gambling. And there was a group that was founded just for women investors online in every market, Forex, futures, options, etc. And I would see people who took the Profit Rooms class, you know, go over their trades and the detail that they were going through just to explain, this is what I saw, this is why I entered, this is when I exited. I said, whoa, wait a minute. That sounds like what I needed. I didn't have any of that in my bag of tricks. Felt like I was going in blind, and it had gotten so bad where I just stopped trading at all because I felt like I was having more losses than success. And as you know, that messes with your head. That messes with you psychologically. You're like, well, I'm not just in this to give my money away. The whole point of trading was so I could make more money and hopefully do it as a form of income eventually. So I reached out to a few people who I saw who had taken your classes and said, hey, this is what I'm considering doing. I'm looking at the options course and possibly later Forex and futures. What do you recommend? What did you like? What didn't you like? And so I kind of did my due diligence because I didn't want to fall for the same okie doke like I did before. It's one thing for somebody to say, yeah, I did this. But when you go to ask them, hey, I got a question about my entry or exit. I hadn't even learned about an exit strategy before. That tells you how bad things were, you know,
Wow.
to enter and be like, oh, it's going down. Oh, well, I think it's going to turn around. If I just give it another day, I think it's going to turn around. But especially when you're not even looking at candles, you don't know what it's about to do. I don't know what the market is doing. And is the futures going up or down? How is this being affected? You're just kind of wishing and praying. Meanwhile, you're still losing money. So now my education through you guys has been night and day from my previous experience from beginning to end.
No, that's good. And I know that could be very frustrating too, because we get a lot of people that might have been in your situation that have taken a course because everybody teaches now. Everybody's a stock market guru. Everybody.
Yep.
And they feel like, hey, what's going to make you different from this person, that person? And it's kind of hard on our end because it's at the end of the day, that's why we let our students speak. That's why we always say, you know, Google, ask, right? You know, because it's when you're disappointed and you're hurt, you're like, man, who else can I trust and go to, you know?
Yeah.
And then you come back around, here's another couple of dollars I spent here, another couple of dollars I spent here. And, you know, I'm glad that you actually stuck with it because even like I would always tell my students, you know, a lot of people, they have the passion,
right,
or they interested in it, but they don't really want it, you know? It's just like some people want it no matter what. So how did you feel when you started the course? Tell about the structure of the course, things of that nature, like from the beginning and started. I know the first class we had together, you was kind of amped up. Like, so tell us about a little bit about that.
I had to clean my head and say, okay, we were going to start over. You're going to do it right. We're going to leave that in the past. We're not going to carry that baggage with you this time. You're starting fresh. So you might as well let that go, because there's no point in bringing the baggage with you, because it's just going to clutter your mind. I took it real seriously to not trade while I was in the course. I just started trading live.
Yes.
I know you guys stressed, look, give us the time. We've got the plan. Trust us. It's going to work. So I said, okay. I love the one-on-one format where I would get all the videos. I can do them in my own time. I wouldn't go on to the next section until I completed my homework and it was reviewed by you or Latoya. So I had to know what I was doing. If I watch the video again, I will always pick up a new nugget, a new gem, and say, okay, I got this approach. Like I remember during support and resistance, it was like, oh, I'm watching it, I can do this. Then the homework comes, and I'm like, what? Wait, okay, where is this level? How do I mark this? What do I do? It kind of messes with you, and you say, look, you can do it. Get out of your own way. Get out of your head. If you need to watch another video again, if you need to reach out to you or Latoya or Kevin for help. So I really like that approach. That worked for me. I know a lot of people do like the group, but I really got a lot out of the one-on-one. And then it's kind of like, okay, you're ready for a simulation. So I've got my Thinkorswim account. I'm in there. I'm marking out my charts. I'm looking at my levels. I'm turning in my work. And Latoya's like, nope, that ain't it. You're not ready yet. And I'm like, but it was so good. I know I did it. I know it was perfect. Latoya was like, that ain't it. You're not ready yet. And I was pissed. Because I've been putting in work. I'm like, I got this experience. I know what I'm doing. You guys have trained me. And you're like, you're not going live with real money until we say you're ready to go. I beat myself up a little bit. And I mean, that's another thing. You're kind of like, okay, well, maybe you're not ready. What are you missing? And I would come with questions. Every week I had a whole list of questions. This is what I'm confused about, or I've got a question about. I figured I might as well get my money's worth. I'm going to ask all the questions I need to until I got it. And then it was back to the drawing board, submit more submissions. And it's like, you're close, you're getting better, but your confidence isn't where it needs to be yet. Back to work. Like, are you sure you're talking to me? Back to work? Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, I got another call. I was like, okay, now you're ready. You did exactly what I did. I took that same trade you did. I saw those tweezers. I saw this setup. A lot of it is you can't rush it. It's going to come when it comes. You got to put the work in. As you always say, you got to stay in those charts. I can look at stuff now, and you might say, hey, I look at this, and I see this set up here. If I don't see it, I'm not taking that chart. I'm not taking the trade. If the setup's not there, or I think I missed it, if it gaps past my target, it's gone. I'm done with it. We're on to the next thing. I've got my watch list. I'm doing my scans twice a week on the weekends and Monday or Tuesday. And, I mean, that's it. You got to put in the work. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it.
Correct. And that's very important, like you said, that because when you're paying for a service, you don't want anybody to be a yes person. Like right. I have a student now, and I always ask them, what's your background and things of that nature. And, people, I got a bachelor's degree, I got an MBA in finance and all of that. And you got me on the other end of Zoom telling you, nope, you're wrong. Nope. You're wrong. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. I'm like, no, you're wrong. Well, I'm like, you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't care. You're wrong. But then
it's nothing personal, but it ain't. It's not
nothing
right.
personal. Yeah, you're wrong. Then people grow to like, all right, I get it now. I see what you're saying, because some people are taught a certain way, or you think a certain way. And in the beginning, sometimes, like you said, you may feel that way, but then you realize why we're doing it a certain way. Right. Because we want it to last. But a lot of the stuff, when you have a yes person or they're pushing you towards it, you're not going to develop what you actually need in order to see, like, okay, this isn't right or that isn't right. We all could celebrate, but we all want to be able to know what we do to do when stuff doesn't go the right way. So that's great.
Exactly.
That's great. So far, how have you been feeling during the whole COVID thing and starting to trade? Have you been seeing some good, consistent results with your trading?
Absolutely. I'm definitely having more wins than losses, especially being able to say, I'm not going to hold through Friday, or, I've got my rules that I had to follow, and then they were adjusted a little bit to fit COVID. Was like, maybe I will trade on a Friday if I'm just going to sell or get out of a position, but I won't hold because I don't know what's going to happen to the economy over the weekend. This was a great time to realize, like, you gotta follow just the chart. You can't make this a mental thing at all because it will blow up in your face. And this past 3 months has been, if you're not prepared for the volatility of the market, for the ups and downs, one tweet can ruin your whole setup. It can be the perfect setup that you found and you got everything, okay, I'm in, I'm ready. But that one tweet comes in and you better be ready to jump ship because you could really lose it all. And I mean, the past 3 months have shown that to everybody. But I feel like this was kind of like the perfect time to take a class because whatever you thought you knew, you were able to fine tune it. You were able to go in and spend more time because most of us are home. But I've definitely been really successful with my trades.
That's great. And I think the best time to trade was somewhere like now is because once it comes but clean, once it becomes smooth, it's going to be so much more easier because you went through the rough time. Like now in this particular market that we're trading, the technicals have to be on point.
Yep.
You know, so it's almost like clutch. Like the lines that we have are so clutch, but when you look back a year or two ago or three, you see how easy it was. Like, and that's when all the gurus came out, you know, because all you got to do is just get in the market and just go high and high. It's fine. Now, when you see it, boom, 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 every day, it's whip, whip, whip. But it's the power that you can trade that market now. You know how to get in, how to get out. And once it turns, it's going to be so much easier, which eventually it will. All right. So another question, what are your short-term goals with trading and investing, and what are you looking forward to in the future?
So short term, I really just want to become more confident with doing the stock options. I feel like I've got a really great foundation, so just kind of building upon that, still reading, still in the charts every day, still sticking to my goals and seeing, do they need to be modified? Long term, it's about helping my family and just having freedom. I do want to start 2 scholarship funds, one for my high school, my alma mater, and one for my grad school. I did do a degree in library science, and it's not the best paying field, and a lot of, unpaid internships. And I don't know, most people can't afford that. So I feel like if I can help somebody with what I'm doing, mostly just giving back. A lot has been given to me. I feel like I've been very fortunate to even have this opportunity. So who else can I help out? Who else can I help to learn? My sister is already interested. Can you teach me these? Because she looks, when I'm on my huge monitor and she's looking at these candlesticks, like, what is that? I don't know what you're looking at, but she's a math whiz. She does Calc 3 and engineering and all that stuff, but I can't do any of that, but I can read a chart. So it's like, if I can help somebody else be ready and she's got a young family, it's for me, it's what can I do for other people based on this new skill that I have. And as long as I can read a chart, I can always be in the market until I die.
Yep. Exactly. So another question, 2 more things. Let everybody know, because you come to our Sunday study session. So as a premium one-on-one student, we meet with our students every Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Now that's for life. That's for life. Now the reason why LaToya and I put this in together, because trading can be lonely, and the fact that time's always changing, and to keep our students accountable. Because we know when, this, tell them a little bit about Sunday study session at 8:30. Just tell them a little bit.
So Sunday night, and I haven't missed one since December. I don't care what's going on. It's on my calendar. I'm there, ready to roll. I've got my, if I have a question about what I'm looking at. But for the Market Watch calls, you basically log into a Zoom. You share your screen. You go over the SPY, the Qs, the ES, what's going on with the market. This happened last week. This is how our trades were last week. This is what we're looking forward to this week. And if you're looking at any charts, it's your time to put it in and you guys go over it with us. We can talk to the whole group, or some people are a little shy. I tend to want to, look, I paid for it. I got something to say. These are on my notes. I think I'm on point with this. Let me know what you think, and you give us the real deal. There's no holding back the punches. Sometimes you're like, whoa, that ain't, I don't know what you're looking at. That ain't it. Don't do it.
Yep.
You're guaranteed to be crying when you lose all that money. Don't do it. But the Market Watch call is amazing. It's every Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Time to go in and to see live what's happening. And especially the futures market is usually opened up about 2 hours before the call, so we can already see the market's dropped. Be prepared. The SPY might follow suit, And the way that I can explain my trades based off the feedback I've gotten, it's like it's tightened everything up even more. It's another way to build confidence. I can look live at what someone else is looking at and say, I don't know, that's wishful thinking. I don't know about that one. I'm like, ooh, I didn't see that in when I was scanning. I wonder what they put in to find that trade. So it helps to make you motivated because everybody else there in the call, they're bringing their A game, so you got to bring yours too. I feel embarrassed if I show up at Market Watch and I don't have anything.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. It's all about accountability because there's people that do show up and we do have to nudge them on the back end like, hey, are you going to bring something or are you just showing up? The whole goal of the Market Watch is that if you are scanning like LaToya and I showed you to and the rest, there's no reason why everybody can't find a solid trade because sometimes we slack. Maybe we're busy during the week. Maybe we're a little bit sick, right? Maybe something happens. So if you come Sunday at 8:30, not all the time we're looking for people to slack. You'll find a ticker symbol there to say, hey, good, I got something to trade this week. I found something to trade this week because people will bring some hidden gems, like you said. And the same thing, I'm like, where'd you find that?
Where'd you find that? And it's always nice when someone brings something up that's on my list. And I'm like, all right, yep, I saw that too. And then I'm comparing, where's their entry points? What did they see it the same way? Are they looking to short it? And I was one to go long. It's a good way to say, like, okay, you're on point. You're doing it.
Correct. Yep. And that makes it even better. So that's great. So we don't want to keep you too long, Brandi. We really do appreciate that. We thank you for having the interview. And one last question. I know I keep saying that. What would you tell somebody who's trying to start out, just in general? Because I know there's a lot of rumors about trading and investing, not even for us as the Profit Room as an education, but just in general about trading and investing. Because a lot of people are just so scared and nervous about it. For somebody that might have been green like you in the beginning, what can you tell them to give them comfort about what you actually are doing?
I think the most important thing is education. Like you said, ask about us. There are plenty of people out there who are more than happy to show you their profits and all their successes, but you'll never see when they failed, which means they'll have no idea what to do with you when you failed. Don't be afraid to go out and reach out to me or anybody and say, hey, what was your experience? I have questions. Any books to look at first? There are plenty of books just on candlesticks that'll give you a good base foundation. But sometimes you'll have all the theory, but when it comes to the application, you're lost. And that's where the Profit Room comes in. And I know you guys aren't the only game in town, but I'd recommend you to anybody based off of my experience. I fell for the okie doke before. I didn't get anything that was helpful, but now I really feel like if it has a chart, I can trade it. I'm confident. I don't have to ask anyone, what do you think? Is this a good trade? I don't know. Or do you have something I can trade this week? Because I can't find anything. You're not going to be trading live until you're ready. You're not going to be left alone. There's a whole group to support you. You guys aren't just going to drop you off. Okay, I got our money and you're out. I can still reach out to you or LaToya for any time with any questions I have and know I'll get a prompt response. But you have to educate yourself. You've got to learn how to manage your emotions. You've got to know what the chart's emotions are telling you. It's going to tell you a whole story. You just got to learn how to read it. But don't start with real money until you have education. And you got to build that confidence in yourself, because if you're not confident, you're going to get slung back and forth, and the market is not forgiving at all. Ask anybody who's like, it's gambling, women don't trade. You know, I hear all kinds of crazy stuff. If you're a woman, you're trading, yeah, join, you know, get in line. You're going to get left behind. I don't have time for that foolishness, you know. Educate yourself. Be really strict. I've got my rules on how much I started trading with. I didn't start with $10,000. I started with $750 because if I lost it, I was cool with it. And it's already tripled. So, I mean, and then when you make money, pull it out. Don't leave it in your account to lose it.
Yep.
Don't do it. Just when you make money, take it out. Pay a bill with it so it looks like it's real. It feels real. I mean, it's little things you can do, but if you haven't educated yourself, if you don't really want it, if it seems like just a fluke or something just to do, you're not ready. Don't even bother. You're going to be disappointed. But if you're hungry and you're ready, get the education and trade smart.
Yeah. All right. Powerful, powerful word. So we thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing much success of you. We're glad and happy that we're able to have students turn out like you, whoever to share their experience, because that's our whole goal. At the end of the day, like you mentioned, you have that power, you have that control in order to do it. And that's the same thing. Our whole goal is for everybody just to have that same power and control. All right, Brandi, so enjoy the rest of your day, and we appreciate that. And like we always say in the Profit Room, take care and trade safe, and we'll see you soon. All right, take care,
Thanks,
Brandi.
Ernest.
Bye-bye.